Welcome to Mondays with Madeline. It's actually Tuesday and we're going to do an unboxing because I got a fun new toy. So let me give you a little synopsis on this. I have a favorite website that I like to use for chef knives and my kitchen tools in general. It's chefknivesToGo.com. I love all the products they offer. They have a lot of different things to offer chefs as far as knives go, from the beginner style knives to the more expensive style of chef knives, and they carry a lot of Japanese brands, and that's what I like to use personally. So what I bought was a Kohetsu brand, which is their in-house brand of Japanese knives. And I'm going to just read this off their website because it's a lot of information. They have 8 different lines underneath that brand that are comprised of various steel and construction techniques. The knife that I bought is an SLD Bunka. It's a 170 millimeter knife. This one is made up of the usual. Hang on. This one is their description is fun and functional, and I agree with the fun part. We're gonna check out the functional when I take it out of the box. It boasts great performance, a lovely aesthetic, and a fine fit and finish. They start with a core of SLD tool steel, which is hardened to 6162 Rockwell. If you don't know anything about knives, a lot of this information is going to mean nothing to you. It's got a Hagane inner core, then covered with a layer of soft, fully stainless steel cladding. This enhances both strength and the core and ease of maintenance. The inner core of SLD is a semi-stainless steel and is regarded as a great alloy for both taking and holding a very keen edge. That's why I bought it, because I want something that's going to be able to stand up and not need a whole lot of sharpening. At work, I don't get a whole lot of time that I can spend hanging out sharpening my knives, and at home I don't really get the same thing either because I have kids and a husband and a dog and, you know, life. So the outer core of this knife is actually giving this really cool latticework finish to it that's really pretty. It's got a high sheen polish on it, so I think it's as attractive as it is useful. That Bunka, the name of it is B-U-N-K-A. It's a certain style, and it's gaining more popularity in the West these days. It's got a good hand-to-board clearance, and the flat profile is perfect for vegetable prep, especially for push cutters. I'm kind of a push cutter myself. If you don't know what that means, it's the way when you chop with your knife and you push things and you push to the side. If you're doing a lot of prep, that is a really helpful technique, but it also can wear down a lot of knives. So this is a really great knife that wasn't super duper expensive. It was on sale for Black Friday. I went ahead and bought it because I really like knives, and I haven't bought one in a while. And that's about all the technical information online that I'm going to give you about it. And we're just going to go ahead and go straight into opening this thing up. I love, first off, the way Chef Knives To Go packages and ships all their knives. They wrap it in a one of those bubble pack wraps too, and I already took it out of that because I was excited and wanted to take it out. But one of the things I think is cool is they always pack it with the rubber bands around to hold the knife box shut, but they put some extra pieces of cardboard on it so it doesn't crush your box. So your box still looks nice. So if you have particularities like that, then this is a really great brand. I like their the rubber bands they use too. They always use nice rubber bands. I don't know if that makes a difference to you when it comes to shipping, but I like things that ship well. It's a nice box. It's plain simple. I got the knife guard that comes with this as well. A lot of their knives on chefknivesToGo.com will offer either I can't remember the name of the wooden one. They will offer wooden covers for them, and then they offer ones like this that are felt on the inside. I just got this one because it's simple. It's I think it was $3.95 or some crap like that. Nothing big. And then you get a little piece of bubble wrap, and there's your knife. I like that they always put it in plastic, and they do something for the tip so it doesn't poke through and stab the edge of your blade, and during shipping, and there's no shifting that goes in it. So this knife is really pretty. If you can see the lattice work here, along this edge, front side and back side of it. It's beautiful. The handle on it's really simple. Nothing super like special or to write home about. You know, I've got some knives that have better handles than this, but for the price of this knife, this is a great handle. It's lightweight. You can feel the weight of the knife in your hand. This is overall, they chose a really lightweight wood finish on this I don't know if it's to keep it so balanced, but it's really nice. It feels good. I'm small, so I like smaller knives. I don't like really big knives that are super, super heavy. I'm always looking for things that are gonna fit my hand better and make it easier for me to work. So this knife shape right here, this is that Bunka. It's in other, there's other, you know, knife makers like Boot Hill Blades. They're out of, I think he's out of Kentucky. He makes some gorgeous knives, but they're really expensive, and he does a lot of these, what he calls a K-shaped blade, and that's this lean on it. His, you have to sign up for an email, and he sends out a newsletter once a month with what he's got to offer, and then his wait time for requested made knives is 24 months. So that tells you how impressive that is. But Chef Knives To Go, they've always got really good products for really great prices on it. So I think this is fantastic. I'm very excited about this knife. It's beautiful. I really love the way it feels. So we're gonna go ahead and try it out. I have a couple of items here that I was like, I'll throw them out there because I really wanna, it's like when you get a new pen and you wanna just write something with it. So I have the same feeling with this. Like I wanna cut something. Wow. Wow. That felt really good. So this is literally a very nicely sharpened knife. That's one of the things about chefknivesToGo.com is that most of their knives come fully sharpened. There's not extra sharpening you have to do when you first get it, which is great because you can just take it out of the box and start using it. This knife is really smooth. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice to have a freshly sharpened knife. It's got a good feel to it. It cuts nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this tomato up for my. I'm gonna have tacos tomorrow. I'll use it for that. So this is nice. Once again, the weight in this knife is really fantastic. It's not a super heavy knife, and I like that about it. It's got a good balance to it. If you're not familiar with professional knives in general, if you're not familiar with it, when you hold a knife, you're not holding it like this. This is wrong. Don't do this. You look amateur. You home chefs that have never learned that before, it's time to learn. Your balance of your knife is in this section here. So when you're holding a knife, one of the first things I do is I like to feel where that balance is, where that even spot is, and you grip up on your knife. So you kind of wrap a finger around, you know, obviously you don't want to do it too low so you end up chopping a finger, but you need to hold your knife the proper way to have proper control over it. You don't want to end up cutting a finger off or anything like that. And this knife has a really great feel to it. Once again, it's not a huge knife. I mean, this is fairly short, and it feels good for somebody who's small like I am. And one of the things, like when I was reading about it online, is that they were saying that it's not a huge knife, and I read a bunch of reviews on it from other people who had bought it because, you know, it's just kind of good to hear what other people have to say. And once again, this knife is very sharp. Very sharp. It's nice. It's smooth. It cuts through this apple like butter. It has a good grip to it. When you hit the cutting board, you can feel the way it grips in there. It's just fantastic, actually. Knives for me are like one of the best things ever. I can't tell you how many times that I just like stare at knives online and want to buy them. There's a lot of them that are super, super expensive. I got this one on the Black Friday sale for like $100, which is, you know, like the price of a shun from Williams and Sonoma or whatever. So to have such a nice quality knife that has this kind of feel to it is really, really great. And if you're not sure what I'm saying when I say a shun from Williams and Sonoma, that knife, I have one of those actually. This is my shun from Williams and Sonoma. I bought this knife when I was let's just say more than 10 years ago I bought this knife. It probably 13 or 14 years ago I bought this knife. And as you can see, it's got some damage to the tip and stuff like that. But this knife literally cost me $100, and this is the knife that when I have new people in my kitchen and they don't have their own knives, I let them use this because I'm okay with it, because it stands up to a lot of bullying. It's a very solid built knife, but once again, it was only $100 and no big deal. This knife is $100, and I'm not going to give this to anybody. I'm not letting anyone else use this knife because it's too nice for me to let anybody else just randomly use it. It feels super, super great. We're gonna go ahead and cut into our onion. Oh, it's like butter, guys. Seriously. The way this knife feels in general is just, I look forward to putting it into a more everyday use. I actually was thinking about maybe keeping this knife as my Madeline Mondays only knife. So I only use it for these videos, but feeling the way it cuts and like, it just is so nice. I kind of want to take it to work. And it's so pretty. Maybe people don't care so much about if it's pretty or not, but I love a pretty knife. It makes me very, very excited to have a good looking pretty knife. This is the type of thing that, other people are going to see it and they're going to be really wowed by, and they're really going to enjoy it. They're going to be like, wow, that's a really cool knife. And they're going to think it's some sort of really special thing or something like that. But it's a really good, solid knife, and I'm very excited. And we'll see how it holds up throughout time. I have some sharpening stones, so I'm going to actually be sharpening some of my other knives soon. But we'll see how this holds up as far as keeping that blade and everything. It says it's supposed to do a really good job of holding their edge longer than some of the other knives, like the carbon steel knives and things like that. So we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll give you guys an update randomly the next time we do another video. So thank you for watching my unboxing of my Kohetsu Bunka Kohetsu Bunka knife. And we'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe. Have a great night.